Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzita7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, we're going to be talking about the recent Sigil slot reveal, I guess, the fact that we revealed the fact that it's getting removed, as well as just, give my thoughts on it and, give you an overview of what exactly is changing in case you haven't read all the various Twitter and Reddit posts that have been, flying around. So yeah, before we get into it though, I just wanted to give you guys a little update, I guess. Did play a bit on my main account this week to finish off that Telos streak that I started literally like 3 months ago or something. I just started one a long ass time ago, and I had a reprisal codex in there, and I streaked up to 998% in rage, 90 streak, and then claimed, and I got the reprisal codex, which actually just sold for 205 mil. It's gone down quite a bit. I also got an orb of pure anima, and unfortunately I got a dormant ZGS, but not too bad. 3 drops for that streak, and I'll probably be starting another streak maybe tonight. I would like to finish off this orb set just to kind of recoup the amount of money that I spent on bonds for my hardcore to get bank space as well as Premier for next year, and also bonds for this account for Premier for next year. So, maybe if I finish off that orb set, including all the regular loot and that reprisal codex, it might be enough to recoup all that money. But yeah, anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into it now for the sigil slot removal. The only sigil I have is the limitless sigil, so that's kind of the perspective I'm going to be at with this. I never bought the Ingenuity of Human sigil. I haven't used it, but I mean, I know what it does and what people use it for, and it seems, it's pretty useful. Now, I'm going to start this off by saying that when the sigil slot first came out, I thought it was a terrible idea. I really thought it was a stupid slot that they added, and the fact that when it was first released, it only had the 3 sigils was just made it really bad. I just didn't like it, and I don't know. I never enjoyed the fact that it existed, but over time I'd gotten used to its existence, and the various things that they've released over time for it have been pretty decent. The ones from Shattered Worlds, as far as I know, were always trash, but some of the newer ones were interesting from ED3, and maybe they'll become more useful now with the slot being removed in and of itself. So all in all, I'm honestly not opposed to the slot being removed, as I never really liked it. However, the way that they announced this change was truly, truly terrible, I must say. For whatever reason, they decided that it wouldn't be off global cooldown anymore. And if you know anything about using sigils, that would make them it wouldn't make them completely useless, but that would really defeat the purpose of some of them, especially like this limitless sigil. It only lasts for 6 seconds. So if you're taking away the first 0.6 seconds of my sigil for the, the cooldown, it's going to be pretty bad. Or no, not 0.6, sorry. I don't know why I said that. It's a 3 tick, I think. So 1.8 seconds. I don't even know. I don't know anything about this game clearly, since I'm just rambling on, but sorry about that. The that's going to severely nerf the effect of the sigil and just make it, less useful, and not it basically will nerf the amount of time it's active for, and could also mess up your combat flow because you wouldn't get adrenaline for using the sigil either, which would be bad. So yeah, they just the fact that they didn't realize that would be a problem is pretty embarrassing, if you ask me. But they have changed that now, so it is not going to trigger the global cooldown, and they can be used off of the global cooldown. So yeah, they fixed that, but they really need to learn how to announce stuff, because this isn't the first example of them just being either entirely incorrect with an announcement, or just having something that clearly should have been in the original idea not be included. But yeah, they will be off the global cooldown, which is good. Other than that, they said you'll also be able to use them while in the middle of a channeling ability, and they can also be used outside of combat, which will not trigger the global cooldown. So they're basically independent of the global cooldown in every way, shape, and form. So I think that's good. A lot of people are saying that removing the sigil slot is unnecessary, and I mean, I guess I can kind of see that. Like, I don't really see a need for it to be removed, but I'm not against it being removed either. It'll bring back the symmetry of our worn equipment screen at the very least, which is always nice. But yeah, I don't see the need for it to be removed. They said it's because it makes things needlessly more complicated, but I don't really agree with that stance on it. So I don't know. I'm fine with it being removed, like I've said, but I just don't see why they are doing it. However, like I said, I didn't like the slot when it first came out. So yeah, it seems fine to me for it to be removed, to be honest. Now, one thing that is honestly pretty dumb with this update is the way that they are introducing these into the game as well. They are going to be putting them, it seemed like, in like almost really random books of your ability books here. They should be in there. They should be a new book for abilities that don't apply to their existing book. Like abilities like Insight, that doesn't really have anything to do with Constitution. Special Attack, like why the hell is that in Constitution abilities? Some of these I don't understand why. Like, why does Shatter and Storm Shards have 70 HP requirement? That doesn't make any damn sense, but you know, whatever. Reprisal, that seems more I don't know. That one maybe makes a little bit of sense, but yeah, and then defensives are pretty bad as well. As I've seen some people list them, like, I don't know. They just need another slot, like another book here for, like, you know, they could call it sigils or just like utility items. Like, honestly, Surge should not even be a magic ability. It should be in one of those utility things. It doesn't require a magic weapon, so it's different from all other magic abilities in that regard. Same with Escape. Those should both just be in like utility. Bladed Dive could go in there, although it makes more sense as a thematic melee ability since you need the melee weapons for it. But yeah, that's one thing that I think they should address, but they probably won't. And that'll just be an annoying thing to like know where they are. And this obviously brings out a pretty big problem with this, is that there's going to be a new, technically like an ability, it'll be in the ability book for each one of these sigils. And they just recently did the update where you can put the sigil slot itself or the pocket slot itself on your bar and, you know, have it there, and it will just put whatever sigil is in there on your bar as a result of that. But now that's basically being invalidated for the sigil slot, and you're either going to have to swap it out for every sigil that you want to use, or sigil ability. I don't know what they're going to call them now either. Are they going to keep calling them sigils even though they're not? They're like abilities now? I don't know. But yeah, if you want to use more than one, you'll need to have multiple slots. And look at my bar. I have like no freaking slots anywhere for anything new. Like, let me see. I guess I could remove my flanking knock staff if I had to. But like I would still want to use that for group bosses, but I do tend to click on that because I'm an idiot. But like things like, I mean, I could remove these things, but I would have to put them back when I'm going to be doing, you know, stat hammering, which would be annoying. What else could I technically remove? Okay, I could definitely remove this because I never use that. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'd use Smoke Tendrils, Rago sometimes. Meta, you use a decent amount. Like, I got Bladed Dive here, my orb and my wand, my staff, shield. Like, I don't have space for this stuff. I use all these spells and everything. And there's a lot of sigils, man. There's like 7 or 8. I don't even know how many there are. Let me check on the wiki. There's a lot of them. So this only highlights the fact that we need like another ability bar on screen. Like it's getting to be that there's just not enough space for us to have all these different things. Like so many different spells and you know, defensives, utility abilities that are on the bar. You have your main combat bar, and then you need all this other crap as far as in my experience. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 sigils right now. So I mean, let's be realistic. You're not going to need to use all 10 at once, but still, there's definitely going to be a case where you want to use multiple of them, and there's probably not going to be as much people with ability slots, especially not keybinds. Like a lot of these stuff I don't even have keybound. Like I don't have my spellbook swap to Lunars for Disruption Shield keybound. I don't have my Shield Dome keybound. My Scrimshaw stuff, like a lot. I don't have a lot of stuff I don't have keybound, and I have a 12-button mouse. I have a Razer Naga Chroma. I actually got the Trinity coming in the mail soon because one of my buttons is starting to wear out. But I have a 12 buttons on the side of my mouse. I use like almost my whole keyboard, and I still wouldn't have a whole lot of keybinds left for these new sigils if I have to do one for each of them. But that's another thing that's happening, by the way. They are being technically buffed because you're going to be able to use multiple sigils at the same time, which will be interesting to see how it affects things. I can't really see it being that big of a difference because a lot of them are really niche and wouldn't make a whole huge big difference for like things like Telos maybe, or like different PVM things. Like the only ones that you really care about all that much when doing like a high level boss would be Limitless and Ingenuity of the Humans. So I don't think it'll be a huge game breaker in terms of making things easier with being able to use them all at once, but yeah, that's going to be a thing that you can do. And a very important aspect of this change is the fact that they're no longer going to have an upkeep cost. So they're going to basically all turn into codexes that unlock the ability, and it'll just be a permanent thing where you're always going to have it available to use. And I think they'll have the same cooldown as they do right now. So like Limitless will be 1.5 minutes. So will Ingenuity of Humans, and the other ones will have various different ones. But they won't cost anything to activate. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the prices of the required items to make these things fluctuate as a result of this change. I know Vital Sparks have like doubled in price over the past couple days because they are going to make these items require a lot more than they do right now to get the codex because of the fact that they're going to be permanent. So I think they said something like doubled, maybe more than that, but at least doubled to make the codex. And that's going to be pretty brutal for certain things like the Limitless Sigil, making 2,000 Vital Sparks. But one thing that they're also doing with this, and this is a recent addition, they were previously going to only refund however much charges you had left. So previously they would have said if the update happened, I would have gotten 689 Vital Sparks back for my Limitless Sigil. But now, strangely, they are doing it so that no matter what your charge is on your sigil, you'll be refunded the full cost of what it took to make it. And I'm not sure why they're doing it that way, because some people recharged their sigils while some other people got new sigils and kept the broken ones. So people who kept the broken ones are just going to be way better off because they'll basically get all the sigil uses they've ever used refunded, where the people who didn't buy new ones and just recharge theirs are going to be stuck having to only get one set of Vital Sparks back. So that's one issue with that, but I'm glad they're at least refunding for what you had. I've never recharged my sigil. I've rarely used this, to be honest. Mainly when I was going for Silver Warden was when I would use it to like save my ass when I messed up or didn't have a Dren for the grip attack, the tendril. But other than that, I didn't really use it much. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I'm not out here bragging, but like I'm pretty rich. I don't care if I have to buy some more, 1,000 more Vital Sparks to get my unlimited. That's interesting. An unlimited Limitless Sigil ability unlocked. But yeah, overall, I would say I approve of the change, I guess. Like, it's hard to really have like a defined stance on it. Like, they handled it horribly. The announcement was the original design was trash. The fact that it was on global cooldown and all this other stuff. And then the announcement was just horribly done as well. Like, I only found out about it because people were raging on Reddit. Like, they didn't post it on the homepage, and for some reason they decided not to include this in the August month ahead, even though they're trying to push it out this Monday. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen or if they need more time to test now that they're actually making it work properly with being off global cooldown, but we'll have to see there. I just don't like, they should have put that in the month ahead. It just doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't do. But yeah, it's kind of like I'm kind of split on it. Like I've said multiple times in this video already, I didn't like the Sigil slot when it first came out, so I'm not sad to see it go, but just the fact that we're going to be so restricted in that we're already so restricted in the amount of abilities we can have on screen at once, it's just going to be an issue that I have with, that's like the main issue I have with it probably, is the fact that we won't have enough ability bar space for all of these new Sigils abilities that are going to be added, and the refunding is a bit strange as well. So I don't know. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it because this has been a pretty big amount of drama that's been going on the past couple of days. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments. I mean, I know Sigils are like a high-end PVM item that not a lot of people really have or use, so it'll be interesting to see if this eventually ends up decreasing their overall price or not. I just, I don't know. We'll have to find out, but you guys, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you happy that the slot is being removed? Do you not care? Are you angry with it? Do you want it to stay? I just like to hear what people think in the comments. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll have my normal Hardcore Iron Man episode out either tomorrow or Sunday, and then our normal vlog on Monday as well. I also made my top 5 worst bosses in RS3 video yesterday. That was released. You can check that out on my channel if you're interested. Got some pretty good support on that one, which I appreciate. And yeah, let me know your thoughts about this recent drama in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.